Hey guys, here's a run of what I think is my new favorite map. Over the past week or so, I've done 3 UV-Max saveless runs of this map, and I seldom replay a map once I have a successful exit. The first one was a bit of a mess. It took about 50 minutes on the successful attempt, and just generally wasted a lot of time to failed platforming, poor routing, and forgetting where to go. The second one was actually pretty good, more than good enough to upload, but I was having a really hard time coming up with what I wanted to say about it, because I feel this is such an important map to me. If you watch Dean of Doom, this is basically my mucus flow. And although I've never played that map, based on runs that I've seen in Mountain Pain's description of it, these two maps are, in some ways, quite similar. To try to rack my brain, I decided to play the map some more without necessarily intending to get another exit, and I managed to get a run that, despite being a little sloppy, saved about 2.5 minutes over my previous time for a run that was just shy of 33 minutes, this time in only 14 attempts. The first one took 153, and the second took 83. This map is very oppressive, very difficult. It has a cold, dark palette and atmosphere, and it made me think a lot about Doom, its legacy, and how and why my fellow Doomers and I continue to play this game. I hope you enjoy the run and what I have to say about it. And here we are, onto the map. Bit of a hot start, as you can see, with all the chain gunners and sniper coverage. That Cyber and the Revs killed a lot of my attempts while I was trying to get my first 2 exits. By the time of my third, I was getting pretty consistent with this, though. And here, I plasma a lot of the enemies on the cliff and chain gun the one imp that lived. I'm sorry, it was a chain gunner. And I got pretty lucky here. The 2 Revs closest to me are infighting the Cyber already. And here I try to get the third to infight. It takes a little bit. And, you gotta dodge a lot of projectiles from the sniper revs on the other side of the map. And here, I think I get enough of a hit to get the rev to infight, but I don't. So, normally I prefer that rev to be infighting. But there's the jump to the rocket launcher that actually killed quite a few attempts. And yeah, that Cyber shooting like that, and the rev confirmed that I don't have infighting. That Mank almost never dies to 3 rockets for whatever reason. This time he did, though. And here I'm just going for the Berserk, and I'm gonna punch out the 2 Hell Knights after I chain gun imps just to clear things up a little bit. Now, generally, once you're this established in the cave section, it's generally pretty safe. Things can still go wrong if, you go over the line to trigger the SSG trap, for example, before you want to. You get sniped by the Cyber Demon, you get shredded by chain gunners. Forget about the rev, it could get ugly, but generally, you're pretty okay. And now with the last of the chain gunners dead, I want to trigger the SSG trap. And as I walk over the SSG, I quick swap the plasma, so I can quickly take out the shotgunners and 1 pain elemental. The other I do just SSG, to save cells, which I need. And now I'm just lost soul hunting. And taking out this revenant before I forget. Lie down. There you go. Alright. Oh, cool. The Cyber splashed the Arachnotron already. I take advantage of the infighting to grab the backpack. Although I didn't realize at the time, but the Arachnotron actually couldn't hit the Cyber Demon from there at that time. Usually he can, but sometimes you need to wound him so he moves to a more favorable position. Anyway, just taking out the last couple of enemies from the beginning. The Archviles, they get teleported to the final teleporter as you're about to enter the final arena, so you don't need to worry about them yet. Alright, and with all that dead, I can turn my attention over to the area with the Archvile, green armor, and some cells. There's also a pain elemental and the sniper revs you need to be aware of. Now, watch what happens here. That Archvile just suicide bombed me. I must have been like 1 or 2 plasma bolts away from taking him out. And his own zap killed him. Oh, and there's the Cyber infighting the Spider, finally. Just gonna take the lift again. And then I'm gonna backtrack a little bit for the Soul Sphere. And now that I'm stacked up a little bit more, I can make the rocket launcher jump again. And then this time I go over to a teleporter that lets me skip a pretty big chunk of the level. For now, at least. Now, this is a fight that can kind of go wrong if it wants to. The way I handle it is I jump over to the platform the revs are on, eat an 80 damage rocket, and then kill the pain elemental once all the revs are down. And then just hope that there are no lost souls that are too high for me to shoot. That actually killed a couple of my attempts. And then I just take out the last of the lost souls before I trigger the next stage of the fight, which is an infight between those Manx, some Revs, and some Hell Nobles. And while they're all doing their thing, and while I punch the air for good luck, I kind of want to talk about some of the things that this map made me think about Doom in general. And yes, this segment is scripted. This is a map with fights that are grindy, others that are borderline unfair, secrets that are essentially mandatory and almost impossible to find in a blind run, and severe ammo scarcity even if you get all the secrets. So what's even the point of engaging with something like this, of subjecting oneself to the risk of losing a hard-fought run a half an hour, even several hours in with some maps? What is it about the pain that's so addictive that I declare something this sadistic to be my new favorite map after maxing it 3 times? I have to say, for me, it's partly because it made me feel nearly the entire spectrum of emotion during my time with it. Anxiety, rage, despair, and ultimately, elation and accomplishment. And I felt that the lows were far exceeded by the highs. Every time I mastered a fight in practice, and every time I made it further in the map during a single segment attempt, and every time I made it to the end in fewer tries at a faster pace, I felt it was more than worth the failed strategies, the countless attempts that died at the beginning for seemingly no reason, and even the attempts that died to some really stupid mistakes in the endgame. A lot of Doom's gameplay is based around risk and reward, and I feel that the reward of having bested such a beast of a map is worth the risk of losing hours of your life, especially when you can learn from your failures, come back better, and ultimately experience more of what this community has to offer. This really helped my headspace later into the grind, which is something I'll discuss later. For now, I want to take out these really annoying turret archviles. And how I like to do that is by giving each one 3 rockets, and that plus the splash damage usually kills one or both of them, and anything it doesn't kill I can just finish off with chain gun. Nothing too hard, it just gets a little annoying if they start acting like they have fast monsters enabled. And now with that ammo and a blue armor, I'm ready to take on the light blue key fight. I don't pick up the soul sphere yet, I want to save it. Just take out those imps, take over from the Mank, take him out, and then resupply a little bit. And then this ambush. You kill the chain gunners because they can spot you behind the rock, and then you kill the Helm Knight. Do that out of order and it can really screw you up. And then I just SSG the remaining enemies and get ready for the main fight that takes place here. And you might have seen him, but remember that cyber sniper from the beginning? Yeah, he has line of sight to this arena, so you gotta be careful. I use this pillar as cover a little bit. But when you're taking cover from the vials, you can eat a rocket, and yeah, it's generally unpleasant. But I switch over to this side where he doesn't have line of sight, take out the last of the vials, the Rev, and the Lost Souls. Spawn the Mank, kill him, and once he's dead, I'm pretty much ready to grab the key and move on to the, well, what's kind of the main event of this map. And now it's time to just pick up those shells, hit the switch to get out, and grab this secret, which has some cells. And that fight actually went really well this time. Normally I waste a lot more ammo and take a lot more damage, but no, this time it went pretty good. And now I'm ready to just pick up a soul sphere and attempt probably the most infamous fight of Swim with the Whales. What I like to do here is SSG the Cyber Demon the first frame that it wakes up. Just buys a little bit of time as he instantly retaliates. And from here, I just kind of try to keep track of which cybers are infighting and which ones are on me. Bearing in mind that the one that I shot will always be on me. It cannot infight. And just hope that they don't block me too bad. Kind of like that. Luckily, the fight was basically over anyway, and I can just grab the Mega Sphere and get out. And overall, that went pretty well. I have about a 50% survival rate for that fight. And I don't think it's quite as RNG as it's sometimes made out to be. It is definitely a little RNG, though. Now, as you can see, the Cyber Demons are all getting crushed to death, which is great for your ammo. And those Archviles that spawned in when you shoot the switch, they tend to like to eat rockets in infight. Oh, and those Hell Knights over there can snipe you from here. Because I'm pretty stacked at the moment, I'm a little bit more worried about the Archviles getting loose and causing problems, so I don't really care. Normally I actually do take those Helm Knights out first. And right now, while the Crush is up, I'm trying to get the Cyber Demons to splash some of the Helm Knights and Revs. I don't know how successful that actually is, but it's what made sense at the time. I think what happened more is the Helm Knights and Revs hitting the Cyber Demons themselves. And now that the Cybers are getting their second and final round of crushing, I get that Archvile, and I finally take out those Helm Knights. Now, hitting that switch allows me to access the kind of main hub castle sort of area, and with the Knights down, I can turn my attention to the enemies on that face of the cage, as well as those imps, which I take out right there. There we go. Because the enemies on that face of the cage can actually snipe you as you're trying to do some very annoying platforming. Here I decide to take out the Helm Knights with SSG so they screw with my rocket auto-aim less. Or not at all, because they're dead. And once they're down, I'm gonna just drop down again and start to take the Revs out with rockets. And then bullets, and I think eventually shells after those two miss. Thanks, auto-aim. And yeah, this is tedious. This is probably the only part of the map that I don't really like, is taking out these guys. All because Ribix didn't bother to add a crusher. Thanks for that. But I dropped the second to last one, and the last one's not far behind, as soon as auto-aim behaves. There we go. And now that I can enter this area proper, I take out the Revs, while being very mindful of those chain gunners, because they can shred your health if you're not careful, as chain gunners tend to do. Take them out there, and then I take out the Helm Knights that are guarding the switch that reveals a auto map and a Archvile. And since this is a max demo, they do need to go down. Ride the lift up, hang a left to get the aforementioned auto map and Archvile. Platform over, grab the ammo, hit the switch, and take out the Flame Boy. Missed that shot. And down he goes. And there's the auto map. I hit the switch again, intending to do the platforming, but that doesn't quite pan out. Oh, I also need to grab a secret first. This here with the rockets and cells. And platforming doesn't pan out because I forget about those enemies there, particularly that chain gunner. He shreds my health to the point that I decide, alright, I need to drop. And you can take out that entire fight with just 2 BFG shots. Didn't pan out that time, but sometimes it works out. It's fine to use a few shells there, though. And take out that chain gunner. Forgot about him. Normally I take him out from the cavern, both of them. And now I'm just getting this Baron. He's guarding the switch. Grabbing the Soul Sphere behind him. Was not a lot of damage from the floor. Need to get the switch now because I forgot about it. And now I'm gonna take out the other side. Screw up the BFG shot. Thankfully this fight's not too dangerous anyway. You have cover from the Cyber Demon, and the Revs aren't too scary from here. I do decide to bail at this point, though. Revs are all kind of low, so I can take them out pretty easily from the mouth of the cave. There's 1, 2, and the third and final one. Oh, forgot to hit the switch again. I'm going to take care of that, and then I can take care of actually another fairly difficult fight, although this one's pretty manageable. You can, oh, I checked for cells there. There aren't any. Alright, now I enter the fight. And the way I like to deal with this one is I do that. I let the Cyber Demon kill the chain gunners, and I also use them to distract the other enemies, or at least some of the other enemies, just to make the fight a little bit more manageable. And that chain gunner somehow lives, not for very long. And now I just fire away. There goes one arch vial. I take out a lot of the revs there. And now for some reason I decide to SSG the vial, probably to save cells for later. Worked out, I don't take any unnecessary damage because of that. Well, I did to the helmet projectile, but not because of the arch vial. Alright, now I'm just cleaning up. Again, being aware of the Cyber Sniper, he's a pretty persistent threat throughout this map. Again, kind of similar to the Mucus Flow, having very oppressive chain gunners. And now I'm taking out this ambush, although I kind of cheesed the beginning, so that kind of screws this up. And now I'm going to try that platforming again, and I'm just going to spoil it. I screw it up a lot, so while I do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about my mindset as I was playing this, and I guess mindset in general as it applies to hard maps. And again, I've written something down about this, and it comes with a caveat that I'm not a Doom God, although that should be pretty apparent from watching this demo, but I have been trying to improve my skill with fairly difficult single segment runs for a couple of years now, and I am pretty good. You'll kind of see here that I start to get frustrated, and this leaves me making mistakes like missing the switch for the elevator, and probably even misjudging the jump itself. If you find yourself reaching this point for any real length of time, just take a break. This is a game, it is not worth your sanity. Trying to stay aware of everything that you need to be to clear something like this is exhausting, and you'll just hemorrhage time and attempts if you go in frustrated. During the first grind, I had to quit for a while because I decided that I'd reached a state where it just wasn't feasible to beat the map anymore because I kept dying early on due to fatigue. A night of rest, a little practice, and 3 single segment attempts later, I had my first exit. These concepts might seem obvious, but they can be very easy to forget, and this map served as a reminder for me that healthy habits are crucial for playing well and, far more importantly, enjoying the game. To keep that enjoyment, I'm probably going to take a bit of a break from harder maps for a while. Alright, all of that having been said, time for the black key fight. I pre-fire from that bottom step because nothing can hear you from there. I prioritize the arch vials because, obviously. And I like to grab the key and hit the black key switch a little early so that I can get out as soon as everything's dead. And from here, it's a pretty basic cleanup. Just 2 revs and a couple of Hell Knights, it looks like. Nothing too bad. I don't think I ever died here. Alright, and with black key in hand, I can finally telefrag that stupidly well-placed Cyber Demon. He killed so many of my attempts. But first I am going to take out the Revenants, who are almost as annoying. And that one gets off a 70. Thank you. And now I'm going to take out this Arch Vial as well. Lay out the Cyber Demon's volley. And then hit the switch so I can telefrag him. Finally. And see ya. Alright, with the Cyber Demon down, I can get onto another annoying fight. Hitting that switch releases 5 pain elementals. What I like to do is just block the teleport destination. So that I only need to deal with 1 or 2 at a time. I used to handle this fight completely differently. I used to jump back into the teleporter so that I could take cover and then BFG them. But I think this way is a little bit safer, and it's certainly much faster. And yeah, I just gotta take out these last few lost souls, and I can move on. Now, here I do things a little bit out of order. Normally I would take care of the really annoying Cyber Demon fight, the one where you need to 2-shot it from very close up. Here I actually clean up the Cyber Cage first, and then I do the secret fight that's, like, near it. And again, this is probably, like, one of the most annoying parts of this map. Well, actually, I think the most annoying part. Kind of really the only really bad part of this map. And it's all because of that Crusher. You can't use the area in the middle as much as you would like because, you know, you run the risk of getting crushed. Thankfully, I have a good crusher pattern here, but if it's like wildly out of sync, this just takes way longer than it has to. But thankfully, you can get at the Helmites from outside, and I take advantage of that here. And the revs, well, there's only one of those left, so I guess that's not too bad either. Now, I have to dump the last of my bullets here, and that means that I need to use a few of my precious cells to clean this arena up. Now, if you know this map, you know that there's a couple of specific reasons why I'm hoarding cells. And all I'm gonna say is I'm glad I didn't go into this map blind. Otherwise, I would have just had a horrible time. Like, if you don't know that you need to hoard cells, then may God have mercy on your soul. But there's the last of the Helmites. I almost just got crushed. I think I'd have probably quit for the day if that happened. Anyway, that section of wall acts as a lift, and it gives you access to a secret fight that has actually a lot of very useful supplies. A bunch of rockets and quite a few cells as well. The way I like to deal with it is let the ball hit the Mancubus and use the tracers to kill the Baron. The Manc sometimes dies to the ball plus the few tracers that hit it. And the Baron almost always dies. Unless you like really screw up your positioning. And once I have one wing cleared out like that, I just alternate between my weapons depending upon, you know, what ammo I have and what ammo I want to use. And, yeah, basically just weather the storm from there. And shooting that skull switch starts a timer that reveals arch vials after I think it's like 25 seconds or something. I shoot it when I'm, like, you know, kind of cleaning up. Like, here I shoot it. And now it's just a matter of cleaning up the imps. And once I've confirmed that everything's dead, I like to hang back in this leg of the arena and wait out the rest of the timer. So that I can pre-fire a couple of BFG shots. And here, I actually kind of start to pre-fire a little early. But thankfully it still works out. All the vials die before I do. Yeah, thankfully you get a Megasphere immediately after that, so I'm not too worried about taking a few hits there, as long as I don't outright die. And now for the Cyber 2-shotting. And I screw this one up somehow. Thankfully he dies to a few plasma bolts, so he must have been pretty close. And this guy. Shoot, please. Come on, buddy. There you go. And yeah, this guy actually does go down to the 2, so that's good. And with that taken care of, I can start on the really annoying Cyber Demon fight. Once I remember where it is. Oh, there it is. I teleport back to the beginning, and then that section of cave actually requires a light blue key to raise. So once I take care of the kind of incidental combat here, I can get onto the main event, which is this really dumb Cyber Demon fight. Thankfully he behaves this time, but if he doesn't, he can fire at exactly the wrong time and just shoot you off if you don't know what you're doing. And thankfully that Arch Vial behaved and died to just one BFG shot. I still fire a second just to clean things up a little bit. Those Mancs can be trouble if they're not killed quickly. And from here, it's just a matter of circle strafing to win and taking out the final couple of Hell Nobles, which takes a while, just because Barons are so tanky. Come on. Really? There we go. And now I just pick up the last of the ammo, and then I find the switch, there we go, to get out of here. Alright, enough screwing around with these secret fights. It's finally time to get onto the dark blue key fight. is probably one of the hardest fights in this map, but also probably my favorite fight in the map, oddly. It is truly insane, though. You just need to fight like a cornered animal, and that's all there is to it. Right now I'm just grabbing some cells so that I can go in well stocked. You really want at least 480 cells for 12 BFG shots. Oh, and there's a couple of more cells, which is good. Preferably you go in with 600, but just don't even bother if you have less than 480. Alright, these are the lost souls. I don't know why they're here. Just a waste of time, I guess. And health, apparently. But once they're all dead, I can finally get onto this. What I like to do is like hug the entrance of the tunnel and just BFG everything to death. And just pay super close attention to those cyber rockets. And there we go. I may have made that look easy, but that is a ridiculous fight. And now I can just rocket and BFG those revenants after taking a bunch of dumb hits. And there we go. Oh, one more. That's the revs down. Now I can focus the archviles. And once you've isolated them like this, they're pretty easy to deal with. Ooh, double kill, nice. Gonna grab those rockets and take out the other archviles. And I try to shoot at them when they're zapping me like that, so my shots are a little more accurate. And with those supplies, I can move on to the next fight, which is also pretty tough. Not as bad as this, but it can still go sideways. Hitting that switch starts it, and it's basically just a wave of imps, hell nobles, and I think maybe a couple of revs? Yeah, and some pain elementals. So, yeah, I basically just try to beat everything back with my rockets. And once things get a little bit too heated, I switch to BFG. Thankfully, seems pretty under control for the moment. I'll probably switch to BFG once the pain elementals spawn. Okay, what's keeping them? Ah, there's one. There's two. And a Baron. I switched to BFG here to just clean that up. And last pain elemental. There we go. Oh! Got cornered. This is bad. That could have gone sideways quickly. Alright, Baron's down. Now I'm just lost soul hunting. Okay, you go do that. And now I'm going to do a relatively risky jump to a secret soul sphere. There. The teleporter's there, and there's the soul sphere. And now I can move on to the final area. There's a switch I need to hit to access it. And before that, there's like a little bit of incidental combat, nothing too spicy. Hitting that switch starts it, and it's basically just the Rev, 2 chain gunners, the Vial, and that Baron. Which, again, nothing too bad. Alright, with the ground enemies dead, I can take down the Vial. And then SSG the Baron. You can also punch him out if you're dangerously low on shells, but I still have a couple, so whatever. And here I just BFG the Vials. Kind of waste a shot because that guy was slow to teleport in. And now I just run around the back to get some rockets, and also this secret here, which is the final secret of the map. And with the kill count showing 100 kills left, I'm good to go. Now, I hit that switch immediately, run around back, make sure that Vial doesn't target me, and then kill the Pain Elementals, the Vial, and kill everything else in this area while taking cover and basically letting the cyber demons kill everything on the ground for me. And there's the last snake. And gotta be careful of those lost souls. And here you're pretty much safe from everything. There's not a whole lot to worry about. Only the lost souls. Or a cyber demon hitting a lost soul and splashing you in the process. And I can BFG that vial, hit the switch, BFG this vial, and return to cover while that waterfall lowers. And it only really takes a second, so I can run out, wake up the vials, and just get back to cover. And I want to make those arch vials and fight with all the cyber demons, so that they eventually get killed by rockets, the splash damage from the rockets, and even their own splash damage. And I'm telling you, arch vials are some weird creatures. Anyway, I can SSG the lost souls as they come near. Yeah, this is kind of a slow fight. And now I'm gonna run out, BFG this arch vial, get zapped, and then take cover again and grab the Megasphere, because I need it at this point. And wait a little bit for the cyber demons. And now I'm going to target these two arch vials, forgetting I only have one shot of BFG. Thankfully I pain that arch vial just in time with the plasma. And again, I'm gonna go back to cover to wait a little bit so that I can lure all the cyber demons over, and then I can grab the cells behind that waterfall, which yeah, that works. You gotta be careful of rockets, and I can finally take out that arch vial, and that's the last one. At this point, you've pretty much won. You just need to be careful not to run into some random level geometry and eat 10 rockets and die. Like, almost happened there. And yeah, from here, I'm just trying to pick my shots against the cyber demons. I pick a couple of bad ones, but yeah, they're really the last threat here. And just take some patience and quick reflexes if you're not patient. Looks like there's 3 left. Still 3 left. I need to chip them down with rockets now, because I'm out of cells. That was kind of risky going for that. Not entirely sure why I did, but whatever. This was an exit. I'm not going to nitpick too much. And looks like the last cyber's about to fall. He did. And now to get rid of those manks. And I'm done. This map is over. I can just fire SSG into those lost souls while I wait. I probably should have hit that switch earlier, but whatever, I don't care, it's done. Let's go. Alright, please finish lowering. Alright, and I did it. It's over. Oh man, was that a lot. I love this map, but oh boy is it insane. It almost drove me insane with how much it made me think. I hope you enjoyed the run and the musings of a jackass on the internet about a game that's several years older than he is. This is probably going to be a bit of a one-off just because maps this significant to me are few and far between. With that finished, here's a montage of some of my outtakes. Obviously, the amount of time it would take to show all of my outtakes across my 3 exits would be absolutely prohibitive, but here are some of the ones that I thought were, shall we say, exceptional. Hope you enjoy.